This is News Channel 36 at 5.
They're in the final stretch. Candidates today are out shaking hands, smiling and meeting voters. They're hoping to seal the deal because this year, maybe more than others, each vote will count.
A lot of times people say, they don't need my vote. In these toss-up races, every vote is extremely important. And both political parties and both camps in these various races are telling that to their support base.
Good afternoon. Welcome to News Channel 36. I'm Alexa Gromko.
And I'm John Lindgren. From the U.S. Senate race to hometown mayoral races, everyone is out making one last minute for the support of the final hours before tomorrow's big election. Today's 98 vote coverage begins with Lexington's mayoral race. Mayor Pam Miller is calling it a 24-hour get-out-the-vote marathon. Michelle Roush is downtown at Miller's re-election headquarters with more. Michelle?
Well, John, there's a lot of excitement and anticipation for tomorrow's election, but that doesn't mean the work is done. In fact, they're working right down to the wire right here at the Miller campaign headquarters. The volunteers are still manning the phones right down to the last minute to get voters to come out tomorrow. Now, Mayor Miller is not the only one who is out drumming up support today. Her opponent, Chuck Ellinger, is out there too. Hi. How are you? Good to see you. How are you? Are you a Fayette County voter? Yes. Are you? Hope you'll vote for me tomorrow. Mayor Pam Miller meets and greets the lunch crowd, shaking hands at Dottie's Central Cafe as she winds down her campaign for re-election. I think person-to-person contact is extremely important. I mean, one-on-one grassroots effort, that's what people like to see is that you're a real human being and out there working. Cindy Kennedy agrees. She says, as a voter, it's really hard to get a sense of who the candidates are from TV and radio ads.
Door-to-door is important, and I think meeting the people and finding out what they want from the mayor is important.
Dr. Chuck Ellinger spent the day knocking on doors, walking Lexington's neighborhoods to let people know what he's all about.
Here's something about Chuck.
Yeah.
If you could count on your vote tomorrow, we'd appreciate it.
Yes, we are voting for you tomorrow.
Okay, well.
While he says the campaign has been a lot of hard work, particularly in the final hours, Ellinger says he has mixed feelings about it coming to a close.
The volunteers are just tremendous. They help so much in making you feel humble and showing up and working. Of course, my wife and our family, we've all been a team in this whole thing, and it's been some fun to it. A lot of hard work, but other than that, I think we're ready to roll.
As we said, they're working hard here at the Miller headquarters and gathering one last time before tomorrow's election. Same story down the street where Chuck Ellinger is having one last political rally. We will be there coming up at 6. John, Alexa?
Certainly an awful lot of interest in this year's race. I mean, they're all saying we're going to have some tight races this year.
That's what they're saying, so we'll see come tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you, Michelle.
And candidates vying for Scotty Basler's coveted 6th district seat are appealing to those voters still on the fence. Dr. Ernie Fletcher and Ernesto Scorsoni spent this election eve shaking hands and talking up the issues. Their last-minute message? Get out and vote. Both say they feel confident about tomorrow's race, and if confidence doesn't work, they'll count on momentum to win.
Like I said, I'm very optimistic. Things are going real well. I think we're beginning to see some momentum building, and we just want to encourage everyone to get out to vote.
I think people have been very positive about our message about Social Security and Medicare and wanting to protect those programs, very positive about our statement about family farms, and having a healthcare system that's for patients, not for insurance companies. So I'm very positive about the response we're getting from people.
Both sides are pointing fingers over some mysterious phone calls. Voters have received calls described as hateful and derogatory to Scorsoni. Fletcher says the calls are disturbing and that he had nothing to do with them. The only race that shows up on every ballot in every precinct across Kentucky is the one for U.S. Senate. Current U.S. Reps Scotty Basler and Jim Bunning going at each other in what appears to be an extremely tight race. And both men have been very busy today using planes to campaign across the Commonwealth. Jim Bunning has done a lot of taking off and landing today. Bunning's fly around began here in Lexington this morning. Before he departed, Bunning was joined by Senate Majority Leader Trent Lott. Lott saying Bunning would get a spot on the Armed Services Committee if elected and would eventually be appointed to the influential Finance Committee. Interesting to note here, 7 of the 8 cities the two candidates visited today were the same. Scotty Basler is expected to be at his rally downtown Lexington any time now. Greg Stottlemyre will talk to both candidates coming up on News Channel 36 at 6. And you be sure to tune in tomorrow night for our special election coverage. Early reports begin on News Channel 36 at 5 and at 6. Then at 7 o'clock, we'll have a 30-minute special with numbers, live reports, and political analysis on races important to Central and Eastern Kentucky. Coverage continues at 10 o'clock, and then News Channel 36, 11 at 11. We'll also keep you up to date throughout the night as results become available. So tune into News Channel 36 for the most complete coverage of the 98 vote.
The final preparations for tomorrow's election are underway. Meanwhile, there are a few reminders you should take with you as you head out to the poll. Reporter Chris Montana has that story.
Even though Mike Lane has to deliver more voting machines for this election than ever before, his life as a whole is much easier.
Basically, compared to the old machines, which weighed about 700 pounds, these are a little bit lighter. We just take them off the truck, ask where they want them put, tables, chairs if necessary, handicap signs, and parking signs, and that's basically it.
In Fayette County alone, 225 of these units will be set and ready for 6 a.m. voters. Kitty Ware knows, as election coordinator, she keeps track of all of them, plus the voters.
The most important thing is to know where to go, to know the correct voting location. If they don't know, they do need to contact our office, and we'll be more than happy to tell them.
And if your voting precinct is changed, you would have received a postcard like this in the mail. It'll have the new precinct name and location. And remember, folks, don't forget your ID.
This can be a driver's license, a credit card, social security card, or any type of ID with their picture and signature on it.
And if you're a registered voter in Fayette County but have moved, you need to go to your new voting location, the one in which you live on Election Day. In Lexington, Chris Montana, News Channel 36 on your side.
Polls will be open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., and if you're in line by 6 p.m., you will be permitted to vote. If you have any questions, the Fayette County Clerk's office is happy to help. The telephone number there, 255-VOTE. That's 255-8683.
Now, if you still need